Hey guys,
Hey.
sorry to bug you.
Hey, how you doing, Suzanne? How you doing?
Gotta print this report that Jean wants by the end of the day.
Oh, really? That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, Suzanne. I just checked my email and I saw that I was approved for my vacation time. And I was wondering if you and possibly Oliver, since we was talking about it, were approved for your vacation
Really?
time. Yeah.
You was approved?
I'm in.
I just see my email from Jean. I was approved as well, so.
You know, Hawaii, I'm on my way now. You know, but,
Hey, Suzanne, was you approved for your time? I know you had this.
No, I just got the email from Jean. I was
Stop.
not approved. Do you know I already bought that cruise ticket?
Yeah, I remember.
I bought it because I got a discount if I bought it early. I'm so mad at her.
Wow.
I would be so mad myself. Wow, I cannot believe that. Like, why can't she just have us all off at the same exact time? She can easily split the work between the duties of your work and hers and get things done because we're not in no type of production environment.
Right.
And, you know, it's not like it's an urgent matter. I would be completely upset.
Yeah.
I'm lost words.
What would you even do?
I mean, hey, Scott, Suzanne, honestly, I do understand your frustration, but Scott, you're giving her bad advice.
Come on.
You're giving her bad advice that she still need this job, and Suzanne, you don't want to get fired or something like this. I mean, what I would do, I would ask you, I would go and ask Jean why you denied my vacation time.
Mm-hmm.
I would just go into her, quote for quote, and ask, hey, Jean, I saw your email. Wow, I wasn't approved for my vacation time as well.
But I think I just saw Jimmy walk us now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wow. Wow.
Jean, I just read your email. So, Scott and Oliver get to take their vacation days, and I don't.
That's true, but there's nothing that can be done about it.
What do you mean there's nothing that can be done about it? You're the boss, aren't you?
Yes. And have that report that I assigned to you earlier today on my desk by 5 o'clock?
Did you guys hear that? I cannot believe it.
No, I didn't hear anything.
That woman makes the most ridiculous, arbitrary decisions. So first, I get denied my vacation. Then I have to have this report in by the end of the day, which is an unreasonable amount of work.
Yeah.
I don't know what I ever did to her. Oh, I can't.
Wow.
I'm like beside myself.
Hey, let's try to calm down a little bit. Let's stay calm, because we really don't know what Jean is thinking. I mean, until she give you a clear answer, we're just assuming. So I would say just calm down.
I don't know. I think she really does have it out for me.
I do too.
You know, ever since I went over her head and I spoke to her boss about her not hiring that person out of college to help out on the help desk call center, like I can't do that by myself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like she has been on my tail.
Well, that's common sense, and it just don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So it's like you're telling me she denied you your vacation
Yeah.
time. She's not going to approve it. It's done.
Right.
And she's giving you a ton of work on
Yeah.
top of that.
Uh-huh.
Due today?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. That is crazy. I would tell Jean, I'm not doing that report today. I'm not going to stay late to do that report today. She could do the report herself.
Right,
Whoa,
right.
whoa,
Oh, she could do it herself.
Yeah,
whoa,
she
whoa,
could.
whoa. But saying that and telling her to do that is totally bad advice, Scott. Suzanne, you don't want to lose your job over something like this. I would say just try to stay calm and finish the report for the day. That's
Well, hey.
Uh,
If I was Suzanne, I would. This is exactly what I would tell Jean.
well, this will be your last day, Suzanne.
Well, I guess it would. I guess it would.
all right, guys. Well, this report is not going to do itself.
That's
so
true.
thanks.
No
Alright.
problem.
Oh, hey, Dean. Come in.
Hi, Joe.
Have a seat. You look a little frazzled. Is everything okay?
Well, the last few minutes have been a little rough. To put it mildly, Suzanne is not at all pleased with me since she just found out that I refused her vacation time. She just confronted me about it in the hallway on my way to your office. Frankly, I didn't even know what to say to her. She caught me so off guard, and I was in a rush to make sure I wasn't late for my meeting with you. And while I do think it was wrong of her to get so emotional and verbally accost me in the hallway, I have a feeling I didn't handle it very well. But she was very disrespectful to me.
Really? I'm sorry to hear that. I hate to see this type of tension here at the office. I mean, you and Suzanne have been going at this for weeks now. I mentioned to you that she came into my office earlier and said the department wasn't running smoothly. She blamed it on the fact that the employees are overworked. And I told her that we had recently had budget cuts and that you weren't able to hire anybody new at the time. Did you discuss that with her?
You know I didn't, Joe. Frankly, I was so upset that she came in and discussed it with you and went over my head. I never talked to her about it. And what does she mean my department isn't running smoothly?
I think that's something you and Suzanne should discuss. I don't want to speak for her. What's important is that you should know that if anybody ever goes over your head and comes to me, that I'll tell you. I don't want that happening any more than you do. But I do think this is a sign that the communication is broken down between you and Suzanne, and perhaps between you and the other employees as well. What do you think?
No, I think the problem is just between me and Suzanne. I get along great with everyone else. Why? Has anyone else come over my head to you?
No, Gene, that hasn't happened. I told you I'd let you know if anybody does. You can count on that.
Thanks, Joe. I'm sorry. I guess I'm just a little paranoid.
Gene, I do think there's some problems in your department. Reports are often late, and you say it's because the staff aren't following through with your instructions. And your staff seem unhappy these days. I've overheard some grumblings when I walk by your department.
Really? What are they saying?
It doesn't matter. What's important is that these issues need to be addressed immediately, or else they're just going to get worse. You're the director, and I count on you to keep things running smoothly and to hold everyone accountable.
I know, Joe. I know it's my job to make sure everybody does their work and turns it in on time. And I don't want to disappoint you, and I certainly don't want to disappoint myself. But you've told me in the past that I need to be compassionate and lead with empathy. How do I do that and make sure everybody still accomplishes all their tasks on schedule?
It's more about how you communicate and how the staff communicate with you. Let's take Suzanne. Would you say she's one of your informal leaders?
Oh yes, Suzanne definitely has the respect of her peers.
Okay, then let's just address her issues. Once you deal with Suzanne, you can more easily deal with everyone else. Agreed?
By all means.
Great, then I have a suggestion that I think might really help. I've been working with Dr. Margaret McCraw. She's the executive coach who wrote the book, The Relationship Code, and she recently addressed the climate of the executive team. We discussed her findings a few weeks ago. Do you remember me mentioning this?
Yes, I think I do.
Well, my first suggestion is that you read her book. It has a lot of great communication tips that'll help you both at home and at work. It actually helped me a lot with my teenager.
Well, dealing with Suzanne sometimes is like dealing with a teenager, so I'd like to read that book.
Great, well I'll give you my copy later and I'll get another one from her next week. And I'll also get you her phone number so you can call and schedule an appointment. I suggest first off that you and Suzanne meet together, and then if you need to schedule any appointments individually later to address the other staff, you can do that as well. Let me find her number.
Okay.
410-929-9302.
Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate your support.
Once you meet with Dr. McCraw, I'm sure she'll have some wonderful tips on how to communicate more effectively and resolve this issue in a more harmonious and peaceful way.
That sounds great, Joe. I would really hate for Suzanne and I to continue the way we have been, and I appreciate all the assistance I can get.
No problem. Now let's talk about this budget you've been working on. How's it coming along?
Oh, great. I have it right here. We do have some numbers that we have to go over. If you look at this chart, you'll see